G'day, you absolute legend. Stu from UAVfutures here. Let me tell you, it's getting a bit chilly. I think it's about 10 degrees Celsius. I have no idea what that is in freedom units, but hopefully it's warming up on your side of the world so you can get out and get flying, because today we're checking out what's in this box. Whoop! It is this bad boy right here from HGLRC. This is I don't know what the correct word is. I'm almost going to say bona fide, but give me a better word to use right there. This right here is a bind and fly take out of the box. It is a freestyle rig with maybe some long range in mind. There's some digital versions, some analog versions, 4S, 6S. Whatever you're into, whatever gear you've got, this one has a version that's going to be suited to you. So the Sector 5 V3 from HGLRC. What we're doing, it's a bind and fly, it's decent value. We're going to quickly go through the text and the specs on the bench, and then the fun stuff, we're going out of the field, we're flying it around with Wingman Jono. I've got my TBS receiver in here, and we'll show you how it goes. I'll show you some DVR, and also I strapped a GoPro on this so you can see exactly what it looks like and find out, is this the right quad for you? Bind and flies are getting more and more popular, and this one, let me say, is right up there. It's very similar to the Nazgul. The price isn't too different, and all in all, I think we should be having a lot of fun because HGLRC makes some amazing stuff. Let me get this box out of here. So as a bit of an overview, let's stick it on the scales. I think it's a slightly heavier quad right there. So let's do this. It's coming in at 430 grams, so it's definitely no racer, absolutely more of a freestyle and a bit of a cruiser as well. And you can see that because it's got GPS on the back. It's coming in around $250. I'll put some links on the screen anyway, or some links down below. Go check those out. And essentially what it's made for, you can see some of the big things. We've got our crossfire receiver in the back. It's got GPS as well, so it can be doing some long range, maybe some recovery, that sort of stuff. And it has some big chunky motors on the outside. Now, speaking of the motors, let's do it. Let's jump in, have a look at some of the components, starting at the outside in. It's also got a very, very thick, robust carbon frame. I don't think you're going to be breaking this anytime soon. So if you're the sort of pilot that crashes a lot, well, this might be up your alley. And we have a whole bunch of TPU mounts all over it as well, but I think they're 2306.5, so some very big chunky motors right there. I've got the 2550 kV version. There's also a 6S version as well, so this is the 4S version. Moving towards the middle though, this is where we have some of the stars of the show. So we have a 60 amp ESC, which is absolutely huge. A lot of innuendos in here. If you blow that, well, you're going to be doing something wrong. It's going to be very, very difficult to make this ESC catch on fire or anything like that. Everything that's put in here is designed to take a bit of a beating. Man, I can't get over how many innuendos are right in those couple of sentences. We've got an F7 chip rocking Betaflight, so it's got very, very good flight characteristics as well. And then we have a powerful VTX, which you can change some of. I'll see if I can get a picture of that or something in the back. You've got a pretty decent VTX in the back. Of course, it's got smart audio. And then we have our GPS, like I keep mentioning. This one's got a crossfire receiver in it, and you can also see the little crossfire mount comes with a little TPU part right here, which is a nice little touch. And then there is a digital version, but I've got the analog version with a Rodeo camera at the front. So all in all, the components in here, I've got to say, that's what you're paying for. Like, I know it is a little bit more expensive than the Nazgul, but I think the components in this one are just a little bit higher quality, a little bit more robust as well, especially something like the 60 amp ESC, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then let's talk about the design of the thing. It knows what it wants to be. It is a little bit heavier, yes, I understand that, but I like how it carries a GoPro. It's got GPS, it can do some long range, it's got some big chunky motors on there if you do need a bit of pop and you would like to do a bit of freestyle and acro, but don't be expecting to go out and do any like racing or anything like that. That's not really what this is made for. I like all the TPU mounts they've designed with it as well. And talking about the quality of the thing, I gotta say, it really doesn't get much better than this for a bind and fly. When you're looking at quality, this is not a cheap like one that's gonna break very easily. It's robust. All the TPU mounts that are designed on here are very, very nicely put together. It's got some quality components in here. So yeah, I gotta say, like a 8.5, 9 out of 10 in terms of quality. And then we can talk about the pros and the cons. Things I don't like. Let's talk about that first before we go out to the field and do the fun part. What do you guys think about this quad on the bench anyway? Things I don't like. It is a little bit heavier than what I'm used to. And I don't know if it's going to be going extreme long ranges. I don't think it's something going to be suited to endurance. This GPS, I think, is more for recovery mode and maybe some mid-range sessions. I love though the things that I do like. I love how robust it is. I love the components. I've visited HGLRC over in China. Their factory is definitely top level. I've seen how they test all their components and all that sort of stuff over there, so they have a very strong quality control check. I like that you've got a whole bunch of options, whether you want to go digital, whether you want to go analog. You've got different receiver options in here, the 4S or 6S. This really is the bind and fly that will suit you. There is an option for you out there. If you're interested in it, there's going to be an option that fits your radio, your FPV system, or your battery size. So there is, and the mix in between there. So there's a whole bunch of stuff about it. So all in all, it's a pretty decent drone, around the $250 mark. But what we should do, let's go fly it around, have some fun, catch up with a wingman Jono and see what he thinks in 3, 2, 1.
Right, that looks nice actually with the little session on there. Anyway, a Rodeo out here in the field. Wingman Hawaiian Jono in the background. We're going to cruise around with HGLRC's mouthful right here. It's the Sector 5, at least I can pronounce that. We'll rip it around. I'm recording on my session because it's old school cool. We'll show you what the footage looks like, talk about how this drone goes, hand it over to the wingman himself and just find out, is this a good purchase? What's it like? Because in the past, HGLRC has made some amazing stuff. It's stiff competition against the Nazgul. This one, it's got the TBS long range in here. So what do you got? We've got the crossfire system, a bit of TPU. It's pretty robust, as well as a GPS for you GPS fanboys out there as well. If you're going to be going extreme long range, I know Jono, you want to test the return to home, all that sort of stuff. You're a huge fan. I just want to rip it around, have some fun, and do some freaky freestyle. So let's find out just how well we go. All right, man, what is that noise?
It's powerboat, man.
Someone's speeding around on the bay. All right. These motors too, they're pretty chunky boys, 2306.5s, which look, I feel like is a bit of a crock. You know that
0.5 is all the difference, man.
Is it? Yeah, apparently. Now, this battery lead is going to be very close.
Nice.
There we
Hey,
go.
at least it's not
Jam it
gonna
in.
get chopped up.
That's true.
That's great.
That's true. All right, I'm going to press record. Hopefully this session still works. Listen to that beautiful noise. I'll record some DVR as well so we can put that on the screen. Let's do it. Hiya! Get my remote, turn my goggles on. We're going to focus on the drone. Let's do a bit of freaky freestyle. 1 meter from home, say we're at home. Man, it knows exactly where we are. That's pretty cool. GPS is working out of the bat. Man, that's 11 satellites didn't take long to get. I am getting a few little breakups, which is unfortunate though on the video reception. I think that might be this drone. Let's see. Let's give it a bit of a punch and find out if we can disappear into the stratosphere. You know if that's filming the drone, Jono?
Yep.
You ready?
Yep, go.
Okay. It's definitely popping up into the air.
Not shabby.
Doing a little, man, it's been a while since I've done some freestyle. It's been a while since I've done some flying at all, really. All right, cruising over the top of these trees. Let's drop down in here, do a few little, maybe do a few little power loops. I don't think this is really made as a freestyle drone though. Like if it's got a GPS in here, what do you think GPS is for, Jono? More like long range a little bit, you know, because it's got crossfire in here as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Like you're going more long range and stuff like that. I feel like you should be really pushing it off a bit further.
I'm not getting the greatest confidence with the what do you call it? The VTX though.
Yeah, that really needs to be solid as well if you're going to put a bit of range on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you know, given the trend is all towards mountain dives and stuff, really want
See,
it.
like if I'm going all the way out here, it's okay. And I don't have any patch antennas on here, I will admit that. What's above me? Is there a hawk above me?
I can't see.
I'm cruising backwards here. Oh yeah, I think I did see one.
Yep, there he is up there.
I don't want to annoy him, but I did want to just see if he was up there.
I don't think he's eyeing you off.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit too aggressive sounding, this this thing right here. All right, let's.
Yeah, we're hawk free, good to go. He's gone home.
All right. Now I don't think you'd be taking this to the races or anything like that. The camera is quite nice, very warm. See how low we can go, eh? Hop over the fence. Going for a cruise. You know what, the video reception is, it's not too bad. not too bad. Colors are nice. I think this would be a robust drone as well. Ooh, just went over the top of that magpie. Lucky I wasn't too low. He gave 0 Fs. That was some sick little tricks. All right, now look, I guess what can I say about this drone? It's doing some freestyle okay. It seems relatively efficient. Our flight times are definitely going okay. It looks like we've been on for 4 minutes, although we've been flying for a little bit less. We've got a 13 or 13 or 1500 size battery on here, still 14.4 volts. So not even down to storage volts just yet. Nice colors, responds well, it had plenty of poke. The GPS arrow, as much as I'm trying to trick it, it knows exactly where home is, which I really like. If you lost this drone, one thing that is very, very handy is you could say exactly where you are and use that DVR information. Let's say if you didn't have return to home set up or anything like that, you could use that DVR to say, okay, this is exactly how far away it is, this is how I can go and get it, which I think a lot of people, especially if you're going to be losing some drones, would appreciate. Doesn't make too much of a difference in your everyday park flying, but for those long range pilots, yep. The rates are not too bad either. I should probably bring it in now. Let's see how long this flight time was. All right. Plus, lands well. So look, overall, I didn't mind that, man. The colors were good. The only part that I probably had some issues with was I didn't feel like I had the greatest confidence in the VTX, but it felt fine. It was smooth. It was stable on the sticks. And yeah, it's all right. If I really like the GPS as well. I wonder how close I can tell. That was armed for 4.5 minutes. So relatively efficient as well. Tells you your max speed, 83 kilometers per hour. That was just cruising around. So yeah, that's kind of cool, man. All right, ready to have a go, Jono?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, sorry, I'll stand up for you. Just squat down.
That's it, bro.
Get a little bit of squat action going on.
Rodeo, the Sector 5. Jono,
Yeah,
first
Sector
impressions.
5. First impressions. Yeah, it looks very solid built. It does. The arms are a little bit on the thinner side, but also you don't feel like it's true freestyle. It looks, with the long range and stuff, it looks like it's meant to be more of a cruiser. Call your GoPro. The 3D prints on there are very nice. I can appreciate those. They look very well done. They've got their 3D printer dialed in.
It did come with a different part for the other GoPros. I just like the session. I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, yep.
Yellow stuff is Stu's. All the red and nice stuff is there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very well color coordinated and stuff like that. The stack looks like it's very well built.
Are you a fan of GPSs on your drones?
Oh yeah, sure, they're useful for all kinds of things, like, you know, making sure you can find your stuff. If you got the return to home set up, which I don't think we do on this one, you can do that. Yep. So yeah, all of that kind of stuff is pretty rad and pretty handy, particularly if you're gonna, you know, lose your quad in a tree at some point in time, and you know, so you can just find it instead of having to get your friends to walk around and look for it.
Get on with it. Yep. That's me losing a drone the other week. Anyway. So is he ready to do a rip?
Yeah, we'll give him a bit of a cruise. It looks like it's going to be some good fun.
Let's go. You like?
Satellites are coming in real quick, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. The GPS was really locking it in. I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because we're out here, but like I never get that good of Are you on film already?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I don't know if that's just because we're out here, but I know where I live, I never get that fast on those satellites.
I'm going to say, I think it is this drone because Trevor has been flying around with the Tyro 129 and he was waiting for a while for satellites. This one is just waiting. You've probably got like 11 already or 16 or something like that.
Sitting on 11 and 12, bouncing backwards and forwards. So yeah, as they pass over. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it locks in pretty quick because I know a lot of these systems, if you don't have the satellites locked in, you can't arm and stuff until you're good to go. So it's nice to have it just ping and we're good to go. So that's really nice. Let's go for a roll.
It sounds smooth in the air.
Yeah, definitely feels smooth, it does. Let's get my head up a little bit so reception's a bit better. Yeah, behind the trees, the reception's a little bit...
You're getting a bit of break up as well?
Yeah, just going behind that tree and stuff, definitely. Which doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. I'm just pushing it out a little bit further each time just to see how... Gain a little bit of confidence. Yeah, feels good on the way back. The reception's great. It's nice having that pointer. If I was out somewhere where I'm not familiar with having the home pointer would be very, very handy, to be honest.
That'll actually be a pretty fun game where you fly the drone away, someone else is watching in the goggles, and then you can hand it over and they don't know where you've gone, and you have to say, okay, use the pointer to find your way home. But yeah, it's pretty, is it staying accurate? You reckon it knows exactly where it is versus your pointer?
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty good. I'll do a quick pass by us and keep check on where it is, but I feel like it's pretty locked into where we were. It is, which yeah, heaps handy, particularly if you're going down, like, you know, in a high tree area, or like I like to fly at like a beach on occasion, and if I'm standing up in the dunes, I can find it very hard to find myself amongst all the all the like little shrubs and things like that. Yeah, and I feel like there's a couple of times there where I've come in and like been panicking because I'm like, oh god, where am I can't find myself, I need to land.
Or some of those people too who fly kind of out of like the canopy, like there'll be a spot on the side of a mountain and they'll take off and cruise around, and then you're trying to come back in for a landing, you're like, where am I actually standing? So yeah, you're right there, I didn't think of that. Yeah,
I absolutely feel like I'd find use in it doing my beach flights. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, particularly where I like to fly. I'm always standing in the shrubs, or I'm standing in the rocks, or
in the dunes.
Yeah, something like that.
So is there any oscillations or anything like that? How's the camera? Bit of punch?
Yeah, bit of punch. It sounded pretty clean there. I'm not seeing any wobbles. It doesn't feel very wobbly. It feels, I'm not really giving it any flips or anything like that. I'll give it a bit of a... yeah, I feel like the rates could be a little bit higher for me, I think. Okay. I like, that's just a preference thing though.
Sure.
That is.
That's very easy to change too.
Yeah.
All right, what about, who would you recommend this for?
Hey, if that GPS works well, and if the VTX was working a little bit, like, I just feel like the VTX isn't working properly, to be honest. It should go further than this, like, yeah, even if it's a not good one. But it looked like it was a good one. I think it's the Rush VTX on it, so it should go further than this, to be honest.
Yep, and I could almost guarantee that I reckon it's the UHFL connector, the pigtail that they put on there. Not the antenna, not the VTX, it's the pigtail connection.
Yeah, so
SMA end.
Yeah, if the VTX are running nicely and GPS locked in, I'd be all up for, like, I'd be totally down with giving this a bash down a mountainside or something like that, just for some good fun and to test it out, see if it comes back. Yeah, a good beach run, I'd be happy to run with that. I reckon it'd be great for that kind of thing. Like I said, being able to find myself.
So who's buying it?
Who's buying it? People that want to do cruising scenics, I reckon. Yeah, cruising scenic flights, I reckon, is where it's at. Mountain dives, stuff like that.
And the thing you didn't like about it was they got to fix the VTX.
Yeah, VTX, that's about it. That's my only criticism. It flies smooth, handles nice. Yeah, camera's good, looks great.
GPS,
yeah,
good
GPS.
Efficiency, but you got the arm switch?
Yep.
I'll let you do it then. Freaking me out. Oh man, that was a beautiful landing.
The throttle's really smooth on it as well. It's so easy to land because the throttle's just really nice and smooth. It's right in there where you want it to be. Yeah, I feel like it's a great cruiser.
All right, thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you reckon?
I'd say
or thumbs in
up.
the middle. Okay.
Yeah, thumbs up for that one. Oh, we get thumbs in the middle now.
Yeah, you can choose, bro. You can choose your angle of thumb. There you go.
I feel like
angle of thumb.
Angle of thumb is like that's somewhere in there.
Thanks, mate.
Rodeo, so there it is. There's my review of the HGLRC Sector 5 V3. Man, what a mouthful. But right here, I've got to say the one thing I want to say about this quad is it's very easy to recommend, but it is just a solid choice. Solid is the word that you need to sum up this. It is solid in terms of its performance. The components are very, very solid. It's going to be very robust. I don't think you're going to be breaking this thing at all. And it is a little bit of a solid, chunky quad, so it is a little bit heavier than usual. If you want a drone that can pretty much do everything, maybe not some hardcore racing, but everything else, from some medium range, some freestyling, some cruising, carries a GoPro, it's got GPS capabilities. Look no further. HGLRC has been making some killer stuff ever since they kind of debuted with their XJB 145, like so many acronyms and stuff like that. But yeah, all in all, the Sector 5 V3 absolutely kills it. The one thing I do want to say, here's a little bit of trivia. So a couple of years ago when I was visiting them over in mainland, I said, hey, what's the deal with like your T-Rex as part of your logo? I'll put a picture on the screen if that's not coming up. And they said, well, HGL, I think it was like Hulong or something like that. Some of the letters represented as dragon, and I think it got a bit lost in translation. So the T-Rex that was chosen to be a bit of a dragon because it was like a big lizard, or like the dragon, I guess. So they couldn't find a dragon picture, I don't know. And the dragon picture was chosen because the HGL is kind of like dragon, I believe, in whatever, I don't know, in Mandarin or something like that. Anyway, that was a bit of, maybe they were just pulling my leg, but that was what they told me. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Big thumbs up for Wingman Jono. Subscribe for more FPV related content. Most importantly, be kind to each other, and the most important thing, be kind to yourself. Why? Because you deserve it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and as always, happy flying.